Call in by clicking the link in the stream's description. The professor wants to hear from you.
Beginnings on the cusp, not too old to adjust. Old dog, new tricks. Remember, I was just a pup, something dirty in my cup. Clean soul, good car.
Isn't it lovely? I ain't looking back, I'm focused on what's in front of me. Everybody dates a number, but I'm still here luckily. I know that God got me, so I'm in good company. Yeah. Isn't it lovely?
Welcome, and thank you for joining me. I am Professor Bear, and this is a Bear's Thought. And today's episode is sponsored by Chops Cards and Print on Demand. Have you ever, as a kid, wanted to be on one of those great cards that you used to collect, and you thought, man, all I want to do is be a football player, basketball player, a wrestler, hockey, so I can get my own card? Well, guess what? Professor Bear has taken all the work out of that for you. You can go to Chops Cards and Print on Demand, and they make the greatest cards out there. So professional looking, give stats or whatever you feel like you want the world to know how great you are. But on top of that, Professor Bear can get you 15%. Yes, 15% off your whole order. All you have to do is put in Bear 15 to get 15% off your entire order. And remember, Chops Cards and Print on Demand is your best source for cards and any type of print work design. Now, today, we are still going with our special week episode of Veterans Pro Wrestling and their great card that's coming up on Saturday, September 6th. And I am blessed and humbled once again to have this man on the show. This is Pitbull number 3, Chris. Chris, how are you doing today, sir?
Professor, always a good chance to be here. I always enjoy your show. Always a big fan of your guests. Thank you so much for having me on. It's a big honor for me too.
Man, when you told me about the event, I was so blown away by just the things I've heard about it. And I was all about definitely trying to do anything I can for our veterans, all our first responders. And I would like for you to tell the people about this event and how it came together.
Oh, absolutely. I have no problem with that. Thank you. So, Veteran Pro Wrestling was founded in 2012, right? Originally by a U.S. Army veteran, Frank Church, U.S. Marine veteran, Mike Foley, um, my grandfather and father, um, myself, who I'm a first responder. My grandfather and father were both in the United States Navy. And Jared Keefe, United States Army veteran. He wrestles as the Patriot Paul Severe. And we originally got together because we wanted to help out our community. There was an individual who needed help. He had gotten neck surgery. He was a firefighter, and I believe his name was Jim. And Jim needed our assistance. And medical bills started piling up. And so we thought it would be a wonderful idea to help him out, especially during the winter. So we had our first solo um, matches were in 2015, but we did work together with other promotions to kind of build. So we had a very big event in Mystic, Connecticut, and we sold out. Jim was able to get enough money uh, to last the winter time, and it went on from there. But prior to that, we had just co-promoted with other various organizations in New England. So that's how we started that. Now with September 6th, though, September 6th, this is a relaunch of Veteran Pro Wrestling. We disbanded it in 2016, just because, you know, Mike had passed away, and that really put a damper on things. Him being a U.S. Marine veteran, and we were just very taken back by that. And it just wasn't the same without him. So we just decided to disband. But then this other thing came up where, we noticed that right now the world really needs heroes and to be positive, uh, teach kids right from wrong. And so we decided to have an event and, donate portion of the proceeds to Florida veterans. But we didn't realize that this was going to grow to the size it did. And we didn't realize that there were so many veterans that were wrestlers. And so this, I can safely say, is the only wrestling card, maybe the first wrestling card, to feature uh, veterans wrestling on the card and even working production for us. We have Army veterans, Navy veterans. We got Jesse Neal. He's wrestling on that card from TNA. Um, and so yeah, we're going to do it for Florida veterans, and we are working with the Autism Society of Florida, and we're giving some free tickets away to kids. And yeah, and we just got sponsored by First Responders Coffee Company. They're going to be they've endorsed us. It's actually a coffee company, cigar company, and they do sell bourbon. And the portion of their proceeds go to first responders, which we are 100% supporting, me being one of them. So it's wonderful what's happening right now with this.
It it sounds great. Again, I'm so honored and touched by what y'all are doing. And I agree with you 1,000%. In these days and times, we definitely need some joy and need real heroes out there to show the world that we are still strong together, more together than separate.
Exactly, and that's the other thing too. We also want to help the local EMS with recruiting. Right now more than anything, you need more first responders, and it's just involving communities our biggest target. We want to help the community, which was the original mission for this. That was our biggest thing, and
Not to interrupt you, but I've lost your video.
oh yeah,
There you go. There you go.
yeah. So we want to definitely involve community, and that's a big thing with us right now. But yeah, we've we have several matches that are very very unique. We have God, the women's match. I'm looking forward to, because I've never seen this match before. The matchup is Natalia Markova versus Teal Piper, and to me that's a great matchup. No one's ever put that together before, and that's awesome. Um, We have some people from Atomic League Wrestling, and they're great guys. Jason Duggan's wrestling that night. Um, we have oh god, the NWA Television Championship is on the line, bro. And Brian Idol's going to be in a triple threat match with Psycho Chase, and he's going to be going against the hired gun Joe Helms. It's a Missouri guy who's very good.
Yeah, I'm. I think the card is outstanding,
Yeah,
and I got the chance to talk to the real Drago yesterday, and for me not knowing he is legitimately Russian, and I know he's gonna hate that I say this, but he's such a sweet guy. He's a bad guy, but he's a sweet guy.
I don't know,
Uh,
man. I've been having issues with him. He's been blowing my inbox up, dude. I keep telling him, man, he wants to challenge me, he can, but he keeps threatening me with this whole thing, and I keep telling him, dude, knock it off. So we'll see, dude. Supposedly he's the Soviet champion, and he has some goofball named the Russian Manimal Volkov, who trying to they've been trying to challenge me, him and his Russian gangsters, and I laugh about it. But yeah, he's wrestling, and I guess no, I guess they couldn't find an opponent for him, so he has a Soviet heavyweight open challenge. Get this, Drago, Drago made a belt that looks like the NWA belt, and he put the Soviet symbol on. Okay. I don't know who thought of this idea, dude, but like, really, you're gonna travel around with a belt. So he's got an open challenge, and some of the guys in the back are a little afraid about it. But we'll see, man. We'll see how that turns out, because I don't know if the new commissioner, who he's a former American Gladiator, Malibu, Darren McBee, if he's gonna actually tolerate that or not. I don't know if that's even sanctioned at this point. So we'll see at this point. But
which he did say it was going to be under the Soviet Union rules, and
so
like I told him, I was like, I think of myself as a pretty smart wrestling guy that does professor, but I had never heard of a Soviet Union rules match, and he wouldn't give me any insight on it.
Jesus. That's him, dude. That's him. Like I said, I've never had an issue with him. He's kind of always egged me on and stuff. And I asked him about that too. And he just was like, well, why do you need to know? I'm like, I don't know. I'm interested. And it's like, well, you'll find out. You'll find out. You know how he is. So
Yeah.
that's going to be an interesting match. I guess he's going to be his Russian gangsters is the thing that's kind of a thorn in our side right now. I think they're trying to gun for the six-man championship that's authorized through, it's actually sanctioned through the AIWF. It's the AIWF inaugural six-man championship that's up for grabs. And the Pitbulls, us, me and Gary, are teaming up with Jesse Neal as the Star Spangled Butt Kickers. So we created this tag team like in 2014 called the Star Spangled Butt Kickers. It was me and Jared Keefe, aka Paul Severe. So we just thought to bring it back because Jared and I, first responder, he's a military veteran, and it was a cool tag team. But Gary was like, "Well, let's call us the Star Spangled Butt Kickers because you're the original member, and Jesse's a Navy veteran." So Star Spangled Butt Kickers are going to be going against the oh man, so Alex Horvath has been messing with the Rewind Society. So me and the Rewind Society, we're good friends, man. Like me and Sammy C, VHS. I can't ask for any better people, man. They're good, kind people. But all of a sudden, Alex got into their heads that we don't like them. And that's not true, Alex, and you know that. And him and Fonzie have been like messing with their heads. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. I just hope there's no freaking shenanigans on this thing. And like I said, it's kind of an honor to do all this because now we have Missy Hyatt in our corner, so I'm not worried about a thing. Trust me.
Right.
If anything happens, she'll probably stop it before it even starts. So I don't know if you saw the clip, man. Like somebody kicked her Gucci bag once, and she lost it. Like whoa. But it it's good to have her, dude. She's a great human being. She's a smart wrestler, wrestling manager. And she did wrestle here and there, but very she's got a Larry Bird IQ in regards to wrestling. It's just off the charts. So we're glad to
Oh,
have her as a manager.
definitely. She's a legend uh, that's been around some of the brilliant minds of this sport. I
John
mean, just
Tatum, yeah, John Tatum was one of them, and Eddie Gilbert,
Tatum,
yeah.
Paulie Dangerously, or Paul Heyman, Eddie Gilbert, just to name a few.
No, she's a great asset to us. And I guess Fonzie and her went to like the People's Court or something. So this feud's can been kind of bubbling ever since then. I think he I think he wrecked her car or something, and I don't know if he paid the full damages on that one. So um, I know when she cut her promo, she was pretty upset. So we'll see. I hope. I don't. I feel bad for Fonzie, even though we're
I,
going against him and he kind of backstabbed us. I feel bad for him because he's got to deal with her.
well, and that's the thing I was going to say. Throughout all of my no history of wrestling, I know the one thing you do not do is get Missy Hyatt pissed off. I mean,
No,
you're asking for trouble.
that's why she's the first lady of wrestling, dude. It's just, but we uh we have let's see, her name's Tiffany Mellon. She's in Glow. She's in the film. The she's on the card, and she's managing Natalia Markova. Markova is NWA's number one women's uh female wrestler. So it's great. We got two big time NWA people, Brian Idol and Natalia Markova. Um, it's a great card. I'm trying to think who else. Oh, we have I think Veteran Pro. Yeah, we are definitely going to be working with United States Wrestling Federation and Super Strong Pro Wrestling as well. That's Tommy Cairo's promotion, and we're really looking forward to that. Yakuza TV is going to be broadcasting this in the next couple of weeks, so we're looking forward to that as well. Um, Darren McBee, Malibu is actually going to be doing an acting class for the veterans and the first responders, and the goal is to and the wrestlers too if they want. It's a therapeutic acting class, to kind of like he wants to use acting and performing as therapy. So that's going to be a great thing. So we're looking forward to that. He's working on a documentary right now about that. And he is officially the Veteran Pro Wrestling Commissioner. He is the Commissioner of Veteran Pro Wrestling. So this is a great thing. And he definitely wants to go on your show. I let him know, and he's very interested. And yeah, we got the. I think there's going to be. Let me just see real quick. I'm just gonna flip the screen. Don't worry, I'm still on. I'm just trying
All
to
right.
make sure I got the names correct. But oh, there's a organization called Smooth Connection LLC. Staples has been wonderful for us. Rock Your World, Absolute Healthcare, Comics and Killers, EM Collectibles, Gator State Paving. All these people just came out of nowhere and helped us out. And again, this is a great thing. We have this Russian manimal individual that's on the card, but he's managing, but apparently he's managing Drago, going back to Drago, and he's been suspended from, like, I think it's like something like close to 40 pro wrestling promotions, and I think he's been kicked out of like 20 of them.
Jeez.
So yeah, he's a weird dude, but we're trying to keep an eye on that one because who knows? He's kind of unpredictable. So, like, hence why we kind of have some extra people on our in our corner for our match, just to kind of keep an eye out.
Right.
But the community has been wonderful, and we're looking forward to seeing everybody there. And it's one of those things, dude, where at that VFW, it's a wonderful VFW. It's VFW Post 10209. That's in Spring Hill, Florida. And from what we're told, that VFW Post had wrestling shows for Florida Championship Wrestling. From what we're told, we're not quite sure 100%. If there's any wrestling historians out there that could verify VFW Post 10209, that'd be great. Um, like I said, this is a lot because also it's just, and we were talking about this on the first time me and Gary were on, but it's the first time that the pit bulls, the new version of the pit bulls, are coming out. Me and Gary. So it's a dream come true for anyone. Like you were talking about before for the ad. If you ever wanted to have your face on something, this is the biggest thing anyone could ever ask for if they were ever a fan. And you know, it's dream come true for a lot of us. And I watched Jesse Neal when I was a kid, and it's great to tag with him. Same with the pit bulls, and I never thought in a million years this would happen. So the big thing is this: people have dreams. Really work hard to do them, and work hard at becoming a better version of yourself. And that's really what um, I believe life should be about. Everyone just has to work hard and get better. Um, some of these things aren't, or they're never really given to us, and when they are, it's you don't know when an offer would happen. When we folded in 2016, I mean, I closed up shop. I was done. I just didn't want to wrestle anymore. It wasn't right. I just didn't feel right with Mike being gone, and so it was very hard. When Gary approached me about it, he said, "You want to try this thing? Maybe try and be Pitbull number 3." And I said, "Yeah, I could try it out." It took me 2 years to really properly train to get back in the ring. Not gonna lie, it was hard. Took a lot of bookings that were not the best. I had to travel down to Virginia to Jimmy Valiant's to fine tune my skills because I'm not knocking the North, but like one person's training one way and it's not the way you want. Like it's more. No one teaches wrestling anymore. They all teach like spots. Okay,
Right.
like anyone could do a spot, but I wanted to be a wrestler. Okay. I just wanted to be a wrestler. I didn't want to be a spot person. I wanted to just be the guy that you could depend on to be in the ring and you can have a fairly decent match out of. So, and again, we have big goals in life. And, this VFW Post 10209, September 6th, a lot of history will be made that day. A lot of great things. That's why I invited you. Like, God, if you came, honestly, the list keeps going. That we have IFBB pro female bodybuilders coming. We got Yeah, Glow Girls, former Glow Girls. We got former ROH, former TNA, former WWE. Dude, it's every single major pro wrestling promotion is represented there. And I don't think that's really ever happened either. So it's interesting. It's an interesting dynamic too, because there's a lot of people that are really good people. You know, a real interesting story too. Eric Stevens, he's our ring announcer. He's a second generation ring announcer.
Oh
His
wow.
his father was Barry Stevens, and he passed away. Barry Stevens was one of the announcers for the Monster Factory, and I believe he did the ECW arena thing. Oh, Jim Molyneux is going to be there too, the
Oh, okay.
referee. Yeah, Frankie Reyes, Malenko guy, and his son. And forgive me, I forgot his son's name, but he's a wonderful referee too. So these people are phenomenal human beings. And honestly, this wouldn't be the event it is without these phenomenal human beings. It's a great example of being around positive people. They that helps bring you to where you could be. You know, I mean, I'm on this card, and but I'm not the main event, dude. But I'm glad to be on this card. Proud to be on this card. Proud to work the guys we're working, even though we are adversaries. It's something that
Right.
that means something. And like you and I were talking about this before, the feuds then mattered. Freebirds versus Von Erichs.
Yes, definitely.
That
It
was hot. Yeah.
and one of the things that really sticks out to me is that people, like you said, all the different people coming together working in different organizations, but it's for such a great cause.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you want to help? I Again, we talked before the interview and stuff, and you was like, "Hey, can I?" Heck yeah! Matter of fact, how about some more people? I I can't do much, but what I can do, I can promote the hell out of it. I can give guys and girls the opportunity to talk about themselves, talk about the card, and that's what pure wrestling for me is about fellowship, for families to watch out for our neighbors and to have fun. And this is just tremendous. Plus, we hadn't even mentioned the fan fest before the
Oh yeah.
matches.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's important. You know, we're gonna bring in several. I forgot to mention this. We're bringing in 20 foster kids so they can get photos with some of their favorite wrestlers for free. And I'll say this: there's a gentleman. His name was Ox Baker. Do you remember him?
Oh, of course, of course.
And then there was another gentleman who I look up. I looked up to both, but looked up to this guy the most. Harley Race.
Know him what I know of him well and was blessed to talk to his wife and son once.
I met. Well, I knew Ox. He lived in where I not too far where I lived, and I met Harley. And obviously Jimmy Valiant trained me. Well, those three men would take their time to talk to you if you wanted to listen. And Gary always said to me, "Listen to those guys." Harley was so kind, dude. As bad as a dude he was in the ring, the kindest man outside that ring, gentlemen. He and Ox said the same thing, and obviously Jimmy. The fans are what matters. The fans are bigger than the wrestlers any day of the week. The fans matter. You treat the fans well. Don't treat them poorly. I don't like how wrestlers treat fans poorly. I just despise that. That's why we want to have it so it's an experience, not not just a fan fest. We want it to be an experience, a positive experience. You know, a lot of these people don't get to go out much, like the kids. They don't get to go out much because they're in foster care. They don't get to be treated well to anything big. Uh, some of these military veterans, they don't get to go out much either. Well, that's why we changed that. That's why we gave probably about 40 free tickets away for them. Because I'm going to be honest, like PTSD is a real thing. Okay. That is a real thing. And that can bother people. And that can change their life and even ruin them in some way. Right. But people have to understand that we have to act as a village to help each other. Okay. Being around positive people, you got to help each other out. All right. So I recognize that there is a mental health crisis with PTSD, especially with first responders and veterans, and they're not really treated, meaning in a medical sense. Well, I mean they don't know how to really treat it properly. You know, what I do know is if you can distract the anxiety for an hour and a half, getting outside, being social, that helps. That helps a lot. Just getting out there, man, like enjoying a live, family friendly, non degrading wrestling matches. I just can't watch these death matches. I don't understand why they go out and they don't have to do those things. Or maybe they have to because maybe some deathmatch people lack talent and they don't know how to tell a story properly or even wrestle. You know, that's my thought on it, man. I mean, but it's just my opinion. Hey, my opinion could be totally wrong. But what we're trying to do is just help the community, bring people out, have it so you have a 90 minutes so you can enjoy yourself, okay? And have an experience, a positive experience, and be around positive workers and wrestlers. And, you know, again, that's what someone like a Harley Race or Ox Baker or Jimmy Valiant instilled in me when I would just ask them, hey, could you just give me advice? That was the advice. That was the advice because without the fans, we mean nothing. We don't exist. So this is for the fans. Now, that evening, we are going to be dedicating the matches to many of the people who lost their lives during September 11th. Obviously, that's still a very emotional day for everyone. And we will have a color guard, which will consist of Jesse Neal, Johnny Faith, Noah Straczynski, and Luis Marrero. So right there you got two Army veterans, a Navy veteran, and a Marine veteran, part of our color guard. That's so cool, man. Um, we will have Mike Messier on color commentating with Christopher Pelton. Christopher Pelton's got a great. He's an author. It'd be really good to have him on your show. He's done a lot of biographies. He's doing Demolition's biography, Rock and Robin. He did Gary Wolf's biography, um, and also so Mike Messier. He was in several films with Sybil Shepherd, and he was in films with I'm trying to think of her name, Meryl Streep.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
But he's on Vince Russo's podcast here and there, and big time wrestling historian. But it's great to have him as a play by play, and he's going to be doing a lot of the interviews. Um, it's a well oiled machine, dude, and it's fueled by the passion of wrestling, which it's like you said, it's for a purpose. You know, I didn't want us to do an event if it had no purpose.
Right.
Um, Ikuza, East Coast USA TV now owns Veteran Pro Wrestling, and I help with it, but it's it's great to see what it's turning into. And again, so blessed to have the National Wrestling Alliance wrestlers on this card. Atomic League Wrestling, it's great to have them. Um, you know, it, I'm predicting a wonderful event, and I just want everyone to enjoy themselves. You know, and again, it's odd because we have different just representations, like we were talking about before. Just, I mean, crying out loud, Glow. How the heck did we get a Glow girl there? I mean, it just American Gladiator. It's just, it's. I think what's going to happen is there's definitely going to be more shows, and um, Gary has been helping a lot with this, so it's going to be great. But yeah, man, those Russian gangsters, though, dude, I don't know. They've been in the back of mine and Gary's mind for a bit because we're just kind of they've been a thorn in our side, and we're told Alex Horvath might be with them, but I don't know. I think he's playing both sides of the fence, seeing what he can do. So I'm a little bit skeptical on that one. But like I said, we got Missy in our corner, so I'm just looking
Well,
for, yeah. Well,
and right there, you're doing killing two birds with one stone. You're representing and giving back, and you get to handle some personal business. Hey, that sounds like a great night any night.
heck yeah, and such talent, dude. Like Missy. Missy's like a quadruple threat. She looks good. She can talk. She's fierce. I mean, thank God we're with her because I have lost on the looks department, my friend. Thank God. And I don't talk very well, so you know I just let Gary talk.
You do
I just say
well. Hey,
one line.
I was going to say that's what makes a great tag team. You know
Yeah.
where your weak points is. Your partner takes over.
Because Gary's got that voice. He's
Yes,
got
he
that.
does.
He's like, listen. But
I,
I
when
can't
I
do it.
interviewed y'all the last time, the first thing that kept coming to my mind every time he talked, I was like, "Damn, he kind of reminded me of that uncle you just never wanted to piss off."
Oh, dude. He called me once. He's like, "What's up?" I'm like, "What? Did you say something?" No. Okay, good. Nah, he's a
Brother,
good.
I know you have a ton going on to get the show ready. I didn't want to take too much of your time, but for me, I want to thank you for getting everything together, for doing what you're doing. This card is going to be tremendous, and I again, I'm not doing a lot, but I'm proud of what I am doing, and that's trying to give all the promotion I can, get more eyes on the events, and I cannot wait to see the video when it comes out.
Oh, my friend, I appreciate it. We'll put you on. We'll do special things. We love, we love being on the Professor Bear show, man. We love it so much. We do, and we
I
appreciate everything you guys been doing for us. You guys were there in the beginning, and we'll always remember that, man. And thank you so much. And I know the fellows enjoyed being on your show, and Johnny Faith is a good dude, and he's an up and coming guy, especially
yeah,
being trained by Pritchard, man. He's a good guy, and Noah's a great guy too. And
yeah.
but yeah,
In dang October, we supposed to get together at a, NWA KFW show because that's in my neck of my woods. So hopefully we'll get a chance to meet in person and just have some fun.
that'd be great, dude. That'd be awesome.
Well, again, before I let you go, give one more shout out to the event and tell everybody what they need to do to see it. I lost you again, Chris. Well, we haven't lost Chris, but guys, girls, make sure if you are in the Spring Hill, Florida area, make sure you go to, there you go.
There we go.
Go ahead, go ahead and give the shout out and tell everybody what they need to do to see this event.
Yes, sir. All right. September 6th.
We lost them again, but it is September 6th in Spring Hill, Florida. The start time for the Fan Fest is 4 to 6 p.m. and the wrestling event starts at 6:30. So please, please, if you cannot make it there, make sure that you do what you can to give in, even if you're not there, make sure you're trying to do for the veterans, give to the first responders anything that you can, because they've done so much for us that we can never repay them enough for their service, their dedication, and for just being true heroes. And they are heroes way beyond any measure of anyone else. So please understand that and make sure that you do what you can for anyone in your area that needs help. So, with that being said, for my guest Pitbull 3 Chris, I am Professor Bear, and this has been a Bear Thought, and we will catch you next time in the Wrestling Forest.
Thank you, sir.